Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Hello. In this video, we will discuss the elements of drama. We already know that drama is an articulate story presented in action. Or we can also say that it's a form of literature written for theatrical performance. The main elements or components of drama are plot, characters, settings, theme, and stage. Let us now understand these elements one by one. First of all, plot. It is the series of events that form the story of a play. It tells us what happens in the play as the story goes on. The plot can be divided into 5 stages. First is exposition. It is an introductory part that introduces the characters and settings to understand the primary conflict of the story. For example, in Hamlet, the exposition begins when the two gods and their friend talk about the presence of a ghost. They also talk about the current situation of Denmark. The next stage in plot is rising action. It is a series of events, complications, and discoveries and create the climax of a plot. For example, in Hamlet, the rising action begins when the ghost breaks his silence and directs young Hamlet to revenge his murder. The third stage in plot is climax. The climax is the turning point or the peak of a plot which holds an emotional intensity of the play. For example, in Hamlet, the climax begins when Hamlet stabs Polonius to death. It then follows by a series of events like the death of Ophelia. The fourth stage is falling action. It is a series of events following the climax that lead to the solution of the conflicts. For example, in Hamlet, it begins when Hamlet is sent to England to be executed. On returning, Hamlet confronts Laertes at Ophelia's funeral. The fifth stage is denouement or resolution. It is the conclusion of the plot in which the conflicts are unraveled. It is the ending scene of the drama. In Hamlet, it begins after the death of all major characters like Claudius and Gertrude. Hamlet wishes that Fortinbras should be the next king. Fortinbras then takes the crown after defeating the Polish army. The second element of drama is characters. They are the people or sometimes animals that perform in the play. Each character has its own role to play. There are 3 types of characters: protagonist, antagonist, and secondary characters. Protagonist. It is the main or leading character in the play. For example, in Hamlet, young Hamlet is the protagonist. Next is antagonist. It is the character who opposes the protagonist. For example, in Hamlet, Claudius is the antagonist. Next is secondary characters. The other characters in the play are secondary characters. They can have major or minor roles. For example, Ophelia, Polonius, etc. are the secondary characters in the play. The third element is settings. It is the time and place of the story. It means when and where the story takes place. For example, the story of Hamlet is set in the late Middle Ages. The place is Denmark. The fourth element of drama is theme. The theme of a play refers to its central idea. For example, the main theme in Hamlet is revenge. The fifth element is stage. It is the place where the actors perform their roles for their audience.